Hello again, everyone. I'm glad you're back. I appreciate your time and your attention. I hope these videos and these short talks are helping you explore um, different aspects of your practice, different aspects of yourself, right? They're just offered as um, helpful suggestions for those of us who are doing the regular work of meditation and self-inquiry that lead to human awakening. Right? Any of us who are engaged in the waking up project, the human awakening project. We need each other. We support each other by offering our experience, our thoughts. Here's something I tried and it seemed to work for me. Oh yeah, maybe I'll try that too. So today's invitation, today's suggestion, I'm going to talk to you for a few minutes about Gathas, in case they have some opportunities for you contained within them. The word I am saying, Gatha, is pronounced Gatha, and it is spelled Gatha, Gatha. It looks like it'd be pronounced Gatha in standard Midwestern English. Oh, crepes, a Gatha, It's pronounced Gatha. What it really is just a very short verse that is usually committed to memory, although sometimes they are printed out and posted. It's a very, very short verse that is designed to help us bring mindfulness, right? Just awareness to everyday activities. This is part of the Buddhist tradition, although when I think about what it actually is trying to do, I realize, monastic practice in any faith would have some version of gathas going, whether it was sung or chanted or recited or mentally recalled, that remind us of, hey, who we are, what we're doing. Hey, it's a little bit of I actually think of it in a way as a little bit of a bell, a little bit of an alarm that goes, hey, are you paying attention? Right. So the spirit of gathas, it does come from the monastic practice, but now it's available to all of us. The idea was, before you do this activity, whatever this activity happens to be, there's a very short sentence or a very short verse you will recite first to remind you, oh yeah, the thing I'm about to do is worthy of my attention and is part of my spiritual life, right? It kind of makes sense. We have lots of rituals in spiritual traditions, whether inside or outside of a monastery, that kind of remind us, hey, you're about to do something. Are you going to pay attention? Like you're going to bow as you enter your zendo, right? You're going to genuflect before you enter your pew. You're going to put holy water on your forehead as you enter or leave a space. It's just a way of saying, hey, pay attention. Remember, you're in the space now. You're doing something mindfully. You're doing something with presence. You're doing something prayerfully. So gathas were these little sentences or short verses that would be usually just in the mind, not necessarily recited out loud, but just recalled in the mind before you did daily activities in a Buddhist monastery. What I love about this, there's a lot of things I love, but the chief thing that I really love about this is the insistence that's kind of woven into this practice, the insistence that your meditation does not end when you leave the meditation hall. I love that. It's incredibly important to me as a practitioner that the line between the sacred and the mundane, between the meditation hall and the not meditation hall, be erased. That feels really super important to me because it reminds me it's the way that you pay attention. What are you noticing right now? That's what allows a moment to show all of itself. That's what allows the preciousness of life to be recalled and experienced as precious, right? It isn't that room is more sacred than this room, right? Or that activity is more sacred than this activity. No. It's just a way of reminding, no, it's how you bring your awareness to it. Now everything has the opportunity of becoming a vehicle for awakening, not just holy special stuff like the posture we have during meditation and the way we, hold the incense when we do the offering at the special altar. Yeah, that's important too. But it's important to the extent that it reminds me everything that I do can be an offering in that way, right? So cutting carrots for my stew can be just as holy of an activity as making an offering at the altar. So gathas are a way of insisting upon this. They're a way of saying, hey, the thing you're about to do is worthy of your attention. Please give it. Right? So there are gathas that have been written for pretty much everything that you can imagine. My favorite place to start is this lovely book that our friend, everyone's friend, Thich Nhat Hanh, offered the world. It's called Present Moment, Wonderful Moment. And it's a very thin, you can see it's a very thin little book. And he just goes through and offers you short little verses for activities of everyday life and then reflects upon them. It's a lovely teaching book. Present Moment, Wonderful Moment is easy to find, and I highly recommend it. There are other collections of gathas. In the Zen tradition, we have the wonderful teacher Robert Aiken, who wrote a beautiful book called The Dragon Who Never Sleeps, Verses for Zen Buddhist Practice. I'd recommend that to pretty much anybody. The language is oftentimes much more sort of Zen Buddhist than other collections of gathas. Thich Nhat Hanh, of course, is also a Zen Buddhist, but the language he chooses tends to lean toward the universal whenever possible. That seems important to me. The people that I address, the people that come to Flying Cloud Zen, tend to be a mix of folks. And I love Zen Buddhism. It's obviously my home. But some of these traditions, things like the Gatha tradition, has a potential to impact all sorts of people. And so I don't want to marry it too strongly to the language around one tradition, or else it becomes a little more exclusive than I would prefer. So the nice thing about gathas is you get to write them if you want. You get to do whatever you want. Make it up. Refer to lovely people like Thich Nhat Hanh if you wish, but also do a Google search. Dig around. Gatha. What are the different gathas? And then translate them. Change the words. These are not sacred scriptures that belong to somebody else. You're allowed to mess around with them. Say that word doesn't work for me. I'm going to change it to something that does. And the activities that Thich Nhat Hanh lists in his book are pretty common. They're the same ones that we might expect. But that's also up to you. You get to choose whatever activities of your day you wish to bring a different kind of attention to. You get to choose whatever activities that you do during the day that you aspire to bring a different kind of attention to. Right? Again, the ones that are the most frequently written about and the ones that are most frequently practiced are gathas for waking up, getting out of bed, washing the hands, brushing the teeth, showering, eating, after eating. We've got ones that are much more contemporary, driving the car, turning on the computer, using the telephone. There are gathas for watering plants, planting trees, going to the bathroom, sweeping, arranging flowers. You get it, right? What makes sense to me is start with your daily life. What do you do every day? You do a lot of the things I've just listed every day. Some of them you don't, and there are other things you do every day that are not listed here. So starting to get a sense of, hey, what do I do every day? That would be nice as a starting point. I'd like to have a couple activities just sprinkled throughout my day that allow me to turn my light back inside again. That just allow me to go, oh, right, where am I? One of the ones I've used for a long time is car keys. I have a short verse that I memorized at one point about picking up the car keys, because when I pick up my car keys, there's a noise that it makes. It's kind of a bell, and it kind of goes jangle, jangle, you know, the way keys do. And what I figured out was every time I pick up my car keys, I'm either coming or I'm going, right? It's a moment of transition. And so I thought, I can take a breath right here. I can recite my sentence or two and go, oh, right, I'm here. That reminds me, my feet are on the floor and I can feel that. The keys are in my hand, I can feel them. I can feel the weight of the keys. I can feel my impulse and my intention to, I got to get going. Soon I'll be driving, or I'm on my way home now, and soon I'll be setting these keys down and I'll be taking off my shoes and doing something else. It's a moment of transition. So that's a good one. The three I'll recite for you today from Thich Nhat Hanh's book are washing your hands. And I put this on my bathroom mirror. I just put a little piece of paper, a little Post-it note, or a little index card or something. If you want to write it really nicely with some nice calligraphy, put it on your bathroom mirror. And it goes, water flows over these hands. May I use them skillfully to preserve our precious planet. That's Thich Nhat Hanh's Gatha for washing his hands. Isn't that nice? Water flows over these hands. May I use them skillfully to preserve our precious planet. So when I'm here at home, every time I go in to the bathroom and I wash my hands, I see that little Post-it note there. I've read it now so many hundreds of times that those sentences are in my head. They're just in my head. I don't have to say them out loud. They're just in my head. And I've so associated that sentence, those two little short sentences, that Gatha, with washing my hands, that now when I'm driving across the state and I stop and put gas in my car and go inside to use the restroom at Quick Trip, I start washing my hands and I think water flows over these hands. May I use them skillfully to preserve our precious planet. That's the goal of this practice, is to start to marry, this activity with this intention and those words. Do you feel it? That way my practice isn't limited to my Zendo or my home or the place in front of my altar or to even wearing this outfit, right? So there's Gathas for all of these different daily activities. I'm not suggesting you memorize 500 Gathas, but I am suggesting that it's through the spirit of repetition that these things are married. It's Pavlovian association, right? And then they just become part of our hearts. We carry our practice heart with us everywhere we go, right? Second one I'll offer to you from Thich Nhat Hanh is for serving food when you're looking down at your plate. In this food, I see clearly the entire universe supporting my existence. In this food, I see clearly the entire universe supporting my existence. Do you feel it? He doesn't even say gratitude, but it's there. He doesn't say interconnectedness, but it's there. And there's a felt sense. Right now, washing hands feels like precious water flowing over my hands, and I'm having that experience. Looking down at my food, I'm like, I'm being sustained by all of existence right now. There's a different feeling that I have in my heart about this everyday activity that I was about to do mindlessly, right? A lot of potential here, a lot of transformative potential in these. Watering the plants is the next one. Don't think you are cut off, dear plant. This water comes to you from earth and sky. You and I have been together since beginningless time. Don't think you are cut off, dear plant. This water comes to you from the earth and the sky. You and I have been together since beginningless time. You can feel all sorts of teachings in that. And even without the intellectual understanding of all the different teachings, there's a feeling that is being expressed. Instead of just, right, I have to give the plants water so they don't die, by simply having that little Post-it note on the side of the watering can and thinking to yourself, don't think you are cut off. This water comes to us from the earth and the sky. I'm starting to feel something differently about what I am about to do. And what I'm about to do now starts to become a ritual action. It's designed to wake up my heart. It's designed to soften and enlarge my awareness of my interdependence with all of life, right? You can feel it. So that is our invitation for the day. That is our invitation for the day. Gathas. An easy to find book like this one Something like The Dragon Who Never Sleeps by Robert Aiken, or simply doing a search online gives you a place to start. If you'd prefer not to start there, even the few that I just recited for you give you a sense of the spirit of what these are. So you could easily write them yourself. You could choose a half a dozen daily activities: washing your hands, preparing food, car keys, phone, going to bed at night, taking a shower. Write yourself a sentence or two about what you'd like to remember about your life and who you are. Something you'd like to remember about your relationship with the universe. And attach them, either in a literal way, posting is how I learned all this stuff, or mentally attach them to those activities, and suddenly your day is sprinkled with these little moments of presence, little moments of mindful breathing, little moments of remembering there's more happening than what appears to be happening. It isn't just eating, it isn't just watering, it isn't just driving, right? This is us remembering there are other dimensions of our lives. It helps us connect to that which gives life meaning, right? Meaning and purpose and connection. So explore Gathas and let me know how it goes for you. I'm easy to find. flyingcloudzen.org is the website home here, or in the comment section. It's always lovely to hear questions and comments from folks. So if there's anything I can do to support your practice, let me know. Have fun with Gathas and let me know how it goes. All right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.